Welcome to Unit 1, European Colonization, the Age of Exploration. Imagine setting sail in a direction no one you know has ever gone. Would you be excited or scared? European explorers probably felt both as they set out without smartphones, GPS, or even accurate maps. Now that's an adventure. Columbus sets sail. In the 1440s, Portugal established trade on the West African coast. Seeing the success of the Portuguese, merchants from other countries also tried to participate. However, Pope Nicholas V gave Portugal sole possession of the African and Indian coasts in 1455. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain were determined to continue trading despite the Pope's decree. They found a strong-willed and obsessed navigator to search for a western route to Asia. Christopher Columbus gladly accepted the challenge for the Spanish monarchs. In October 1492, Columbus and his fleet of ships arrived in the Bahamas. As he traveled from island to island, he believed, incorrectly of course, that he was exploring islands south of China. He encountered people called the Taino and received gold in return for his goods. Leaving a few men behind, Columbus sets out for home in January 1493. When he returned a year later, he discovered that the Taino had killed all of his crew after his men had abused and badly harmed them. The men's actions were the start of the mistreatment of Native Americans that would last for centuries. Ferdinand and Isabella petitioned Pope Alexander VI to allow them to colonize the lands Columbus claimed for Spain. Spain's economy was based on mercantilism, a system in which countries kept the sole right to trade within their colonies. Under this system, more colonies equaled more wealth and power. In 1494, the Treaty of Tordesillas established a boundary called the Line of Demarcation that passed vertically through the Atlantic and present-day Brazil. The boundary gave Portugal a portion of South America to colonize, control of the sea routes around Africa, and control of the Atlantic slave trade. Spain received permission to colonize all of the land west of the line. Both Portugal and Spain also sent missionaries, or people who traveled to other places to spread their own religion, to these new lands. The two countries wanted to convert the people who lived there to Christianity.
In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. That's how the story was told to generations of Americans. Without a doubt, Columbus landed in the Bahamas in 1492 and made 3 more trips to the New World, including a visit to Cuba. His voyages paved the way for European exploration and colonization, changing the course of world history. But did Columbus really discover America? The answer is most likely no. It is believed that millions of people lived in the Americas before Columbus arrived. Ancestors of modern Native Americans made their way from Asia to North America over a land bridge formed during the last ice age more than 12,000 years ago. In fact, Columbus probably wasn't even the first European to land in the Americas. That honor likely goes to the Norse explorer Leif Erikson, whose famous father Eric the Red founded Greenland. Erikson and his Viking crew made the North Atlantic crossing to Newfoundland in 1000 AD, 492 years before Columbus made his trip. And he may not have been the only explorer to reach the shores of America before Columbus. Some historians argue that the Chinese Admiral Zheng He sailed around the world some 70 years before Columbus, discovering America on the way. A recently discovered map shows the complete outlines of both North and South America, supporting this theory of early Chinese exploration. Other cultures claim to have explored America even earlier. When ancient Hebrews fled Israel after the Babylonian invasion in 600 BC, some believe a group of them got all the way to America. And an ancient stone blade found near a mastodon tusk near the mouth of the Chesapeake Bay suggests a discovery story going all the way back to 22,000 BC. That's when some archaeologists believe the mysterious Stone Age people, known as the Solutreans, sailed from Europe to North America. As time and research continue to yield new evidence, we will surely learn more about the complicated truth behind the discovery of America. But no matter what, one thing seems safe to say. It wasn't Christopher Columbus.
Exploring new lands. As Europeans continued exploring lands in the Western Hemisphere, they realized that Columbus had not reached Asia. In 1499 and 1501, the Italian captain Amerigo Vespucci made 2 voyages, one for Spain and one for Portugal. His explorations revealed that South America was a huge landmass, which he later named Mundus Novus, meaning New World in Latin. Of course, the land was only new to the Europeans. Native Americans had already been living there for centuries. Vespucci's explorations inspired a German cartographer to name the continent America, after Vespucci's given name, Amerigo. In 1513, Vasco Núñez Balboa led explorers across the Isthmus of Panama, and they became the first Europeans to see the eastern rim of the Pacific Ocean. Balboa claimed everything he saw for Spain. 6 years later, Ferdinand Magellan departed Spain with 5 ships to sail around South America and on to Asia. But the Pacific Ocean was much wider than the navigator expected. By the time the ships reached the island of Guam, the sailors were near starvation. After inhabitants killed Magellan, another sailor, Sebastian del Cano, took command of the one remaining ship. He returned to Spain after a 3-year voyage, completing the first navigation around the world. Just a quick review before the end of the video. Christopher Columbus arrived in North America in 1493. Europeans wanted colonies to become wealthy and spread Christianity. This began a cycle of death for many natives of the lands they conquered. Well, that's all for now.